He was the first man to embrace Islam. He excelled all Muslims in his face. The Prophet said about him, if we compare his face to the face of all of Muslims, it will exceed. He is Abu-Bakr AL-sddiq. His name is Abdullah ibn Abi Quhafa al-Taymiyyah al-Qurayshi. Al-Sddiq is his nickname that was given to him by the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ due to his absolute belief in the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Abu Bakr was born in Mecca 15 years before Hijrah, 2 years and 6 months after the year of the elephant. His daughter, Aisha, was the wife of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, one of the 10 companions promised paradise. He was the first caliph of the Muslims, and his duration of his caliphate is last 2 years. The Prophet said all the people he invited to Islam hesitated except Abu Bakr. He embraced Islam without hesitation. The Prophet also said that the wealth of none of you has benefited me as much as the wealth of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. He was a companion of the Prophet during his hijrah into Medina. Allah referred that in Quran by saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, ثاني اثنين إذ هما في الغار إذ يقول لصاحبه لا تحزن إن الله معنا. He only was one of two while they are both in the cave, and he reassured to his companion, don't worry, Allah is certainly with us. He was the most beloved people to the Prophet after his wife Aisha. When the Prophet died, the Muslims pledged allegiance to Abu Bakr for the caliphate on the same day of the Prophet's death sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before the Prophet's death, he ordered Abu Bakr as-Siddiq to lead the people in the prayers, to lead the Muslim in prayers. So Umar said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam accepted him to lead our prayer, so we have to accept him to lead our life affairs. After that, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq ascended the pulpit and delivered a speech that had a great impact in Muslims. فقال أيها الناس من كان يعبد محمدا فإن محمدا قد مات ومن كان يعبد الله فإن الله حي لا يموت. He addresses the Muslims by saying that whoever used to worship Muhammad, then Muhammad is dead, and whoever used to worship Allah, Allah is alive and will never die. والله سبحانه وتعالى قال في سورة عمران وما محمد إلا رسول قد خلت من قبله الرسل. Muhammad is no more than a messenger, and many of messengers have passed away before him. After that, Abu Bakr came down from the pulpit and began to manage some efforts in Islamic State by appointing governors and judges. He started to face some challenges, one of which was claiming prophethood. Another challenge that was many Arab tribes abandoned Islam. They were called apostates. So he began to send armies to fight them until he subjected the entire Arabian Peninsula under the Islamic rule. When the apostasy wars indeed, he began directing the Islamic armies to conquer Iraq and the Levant, which are very ancient Arab lands that were subject under the occupation of Persian and Romans. And he succeeded to conquering them in most of Iraq and a large part of the Levant countries. And before all that, Abu Bakr addressed these soldiers saying, don't crack down the land, don't attack the civilians, don't imitate them, and don't kill an old man or a child or a woman or a pacifist. He also ordered them to respect the clergy even if they are not of our religion, and don't cut down trees, don't burn buildings, and don't take a food expect any change of its price. That's really enough to be a moral lesson. During only 2 years, the caliph who took over his country in a state of weakness and greed handed over powerful country. The caliphate of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, despite its short time, but it was one of the greatest periods in the Islamic history. And finally, thanks for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.